And they came, entering through the golden door, leaving the lands of their forefathers. It was to America, land of promise and freedom, that sons and daughters of the Romanian nation immigrated at the turn of the century. Behind them, they left the familiar beauty of their peasant homes, beautiful churches with spires reaching toward heaven, fields of grain and flocks, and winding roads and babbling brooks. Yes, beautiful, but the Romanian people were living under foreign domination, among beauty which they could not call their own. In Transylvania and Bukovina, the majority of landowners were not Romanian. From these and other provinces, the Romanians immigrated to America, hoping to improve their economic standard and to earn enough money to return home and purchase their own land. Not a tear was shed when they left behind Emperor Franz Joseph of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, who was foreign to them and to their interests. The majority of landowners were not Romanian. From these and other provinces, the Romanians immigrated to America, hoping to improve their economic standard and to earn enough money to return home and purchase their own land. Not a tear was shed when they left behind Emperor Franz Joseph of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, who was foreign to them and to their interests. By 1929, they reached the stage when they were able to organize their parishes into an episcopate. A congress was called in Detroit, presided over by Father Trandafir Skodobets, and attended by delegates from many parishes. After prayers in St. George Church, they marched joyously down Russell Street to the Romanian Hall, where the episcopate was legally and canonically established. Many of these stalwart pioneers have passed away, but their children and grandchildren yet carry on their work for the parishes, the episcopate, and the Romanian Orthodox Church in America. The episcopate reached full canonical status with the coming to America in 1935 of His Grace Policarp Morușca, the first Romanian Orthodox bishop in this country. Parish choirs, as the one in Cleveland, Ohio, directed by Father John Trutza, gave their musical contribution to the festive atmosphere of the bishop's visits. Bishop Policarp was received with love and enthusiasm by his new spiritual children, who turned out in great numbers to greet him. The ladies came bedecked in their beautiful Romanian costumes. Unhappily, Bishop Policarp was able to remain only 4 years in America. Leaving to attend the meeting of the Holy Synod in Romania, he was caught there by the events of World War II and was never able to return to his see and his flock. The widowed diocese had to recoup its energies and regroup its forces after the war. A milestone in this respect was the Church Congress held in July 1952, when the newly elected Bishop, Valerian D. Trifa, was formally entrusted with the leadership of the diocese as the vicar to the absent Bishop Policarp. It was destined that Bishop Valerian should receive the seal of the episcopate from Father John Trutza, who had been the moving force behind the founding of the diocese and its hard-working and devoted leader for many years. Founding of the episcopate, the most important event in the life of the diocese was the purchase of a beautiful estate in 1938, located in the Grass Lake area near Jackson, Michigan. Nestled among exotic trees and spacious lawns, it was reminiscent of the old country, so it was called Vatra, meaning the heart. The Vatra property consists of 200 acres of productive land. Over 7 acres are used for parking, recreation, playgrounds, and picnic areas. To the casual passerby, the Vatra gives an aspect of a well-kept park with about 1,500 trees, some of which were imported from other countries. The arable land is rented out and planted with corn, hay, wheat, and other agricultural products. The welcome sign is always out for the members and visitors. Entering the main gate, one notices at the right the bishop's residence and offices. Dominating the crossroads is a beautiful troitsa, a typical Romanian wayside shrine, erected by the youth of the diocese, organized in Eroi, honoring the memory of their parents and all the pioneers. The road leading to the Vatra is known as Grey Tower Road, which gets its name from the tall tower which originally housed the water tanks. Today, it accommodates the PA system for the entire ground. Using a huge barn as a shell, the George Pomut's Hall was built. The name was selected to honor the highest Romanian officer to fight in the American Civil War. The building, which originally was intended for a stable, houses the Avram Iancu Hall and a well-equipped kitchen to prepare food for as many as 1,200 people. The National Ladies Auxiliaries transformed the tool shed in the farmer's house into a girls' dormitory. As a sentimental reminder of his native village in Banat, a parishioner from Chicago constructed a replica of a Romanian country well. The one abiding thought of the Romanian Orthodox since the purchase of the Vatra property was to build a church on it. After plans were made and some discarded, with God's help and the contributions of thousands of faithful, the Pioneers' chapel and pavilion were built in 1957. Under the white roof, enclosed by pink walls, there are actually 2 separate areas, a wood-paneled chapel on the first floor and a chapel pavilion on the second floor. The inscription above the memorial chapel entrance is taken from the Orthodox liturgy. I will enter thy house. I will worship toward thy holy temple. The beauty of the chapel is in its hand-carved oak iconostasis in pure Romanian motif.